After the Pentagon released videos captured by U.S. military aircrafts showing unidentified flying objects, or UFOs, flying over the oceans, many have begun to speculate that we might have been mistaken all along by looking to the stars in search of evidence of alien life, when they might have been living in our oceans all along. No other place in the ocean is of more concern than the Mariana Trench, since humans have never really been able to explore the deepest parts of this trench. Could they have been the first real inhabitants of Earth? Are they hiding underwater because of a threat from outer space? What are NASA's plans for the unexplored ocean floor? Keep watching this video till the end to find out. Something is emerging from the Mariana Trench, and it does not belong on this planet. If aliens lived in the deepest place in the ocean, there's a reason why the idea of aliens living at the bottom of the sea keeps popping up in popular culture. Many of us are far more afraid of what lies down there than whatever is looking at us from up in space. After all, 80% of the ocean is still unmapped and unexplored. We have better maps of the Moon, Mars, and Venus than we do of our seafloor. The most mysterious part of our ocean is the Mariana Trench. Its deepest point, the Challenger Deep, stretches 11 kilometers or 7 miles down. The Mariana Trench is anything but a great vacation spot. No light is able to reach its bottom, and temperatures are just a few degrees above freezing. Not to mention its crushingly high water pressure. The water pressure at the bottom of the Mariana Trench is over 1,000 times the atmospheric pressure that you're used to at sea level. This kind of pressure would crush anything, even the toughest deep-sea robots we've ever built. But some living things manage to adapt and thrive under such pressing conditions, like translucent snailfish and sea cucumbers. The Haddle snailfish, known as the deepest living fish, flourishes at depths of over 8 kilometers or 5 miles. Unlike you, deep-sea fish don't have pockets to store air in their bodies. That oxygen inside your lungs is what gives you the feeling of pressure whenever you take a dive. No air means this fish has a higher tolerance to the weight of all that water above it. Whatever aliens were lurking down below would also share the same characteristic. Storing air just wouldn't be their thing. But what would they do for food? Well, it's likely they'd imitate their seafloor neighbors once again. Deep-sea creatures gorge on the decaying remains of microbes, algae, or animals from above. Our sunken ships might be their version of a surprise buffet. Any extraterrestrial life down at the pit of the trench would probably eat similar food. They'd burrow into the biggest carcasses they could find and consume what's left from the inside out, like a giant hagfish does. Or they might possess enormous mouths and expandable stomachs, allowing them to catch and digest large quantities of food as they move. And those big mouths of theirs would also be filled with long fangs pointed inward. This would enable them to catch and hold on to other deep-sea creatures or, any other prey that just so happens to dive a little too far from the surface. Hey, don't judge them. In a habitat as precarious as the Mariana Trench, aliens would need to capitalize on any and all sources of nutrition. They'd also have to go the extra mile in order to let one another know they're out there in the pitch dark. That's because sunlight can only travel up to 1 kilometer or 0.6 mile into the ocean. Anywhere deeper than that and you wouldn't be able to see a thing. So how would our underwater aliens put the notice out that they're around? 2 ideas: by sound and by light they produce themselves. Like fireflies, deep-sea creatures are able to produce and emit their own light thanks to a process called bioluminescence. With it, aliens would be able to connect with each other through specific lighting patterns. For long-distance communication, they could send out sound waves across enormous distances in the water, like the humpback whale, who's able to sing in the Caribbean and be heard off the west coast of Ireland, 6,400 kilometers or about 4,000 miles away. Now, what would first contact with this underwater species look like for us? Well, we'd have to get there first. We'd need a vessel strong enough to withstand the constantly intensifying pressure. The tiniest of cracks would squash you and your submarine faster than you can say, human jam. Once down there, we'd have to take into account that living at the bottom of the sea would be like living on another planet. If aliens existed in the otherworldly depths of the Mariana Trench this entire time, they might not want to be friendly neighbors. And the darkness alone would make it difficult to locate and study our subjects. Before approaching these extraterrestrials, we'd have to assess their communication style first, slowly and patiently. We'd need to understand how they interact with their environment too. That is assuming they don't feel threatened by our presence and decide to do something about it. Trust goes both ways when you're trying not to be crushed or eaten in the name of science. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time we humans discovered a new species and thought, cool, I wonder if it tastes like chicken. I doubt eating an alien would be great for your digestion. As the Soviet Union disintegrated, the Russian Navy declassified its records of Cold War UFO sightings. The report suggested that 50% of UFO encounters were connected with oceans, while 15% with lakes. The report stressed that the UFOs tended to stick to the water, and that makes a lot of sense. Life as we know it depends on water, and water could be the only common thing between us and the aliens. The radars on Russian submarines, on several occasions, gave readings of material objects moving at incredible speeds. Calculations showed speeds of about 230 knots or 400 kilometers per hour. Speeding so fast is a challenge even on the surface. Whatever they were defied our laws of physics. Russian Navy personnel were left scratching their heads, for they knew that it wasn't the US or any other country spying on their waters. According to a Russian Navy intelligence veteran, ocean UFOs often showed up wherever their or NATO's fleets concentrated, near the Bahamas, Bermuda, Puerto Rico. They are still most often seen in the deepest part of the Atlantic Ocean, in the southern part of the Bermuda Triangle, and also in the Caribbean Sea. Another place where people often report UFO encounters is Russia's Lake Baikal, the deepest freshwater body in the world. Fishermen tell of powerful lights coming from the deep and objects flying up from the water. In one case in 1982, a group of military divers training at Baikal spotted a group of humanoid creatures dressed in silvery suits. The encounter happened at a depth of 50 meters, and the divers tried to catch the strangers. 3 of the 7 men died, while 4 others were severely injured. Meanwhile, we all know about the mysterious events that has happened in the region of Bermuda Triangle over the years, before they almost suddenly stopped. Now, mystery holes have been spotted on the ocean floor, and that is baffling scientists. These holes were discovered by oceanographers earlier this year, and they have no idea what made them or how they came about. Could all of these be true evidences that the aliens we have long looked to the stars for are actually in our very own backyard, under the sea? However, UFO experts are certain the strange markings are proof of alien visits. We have long suspected aliens are using the ocean as a way of staying out of the way and exploring the Earth on their own terms. These holes simply cannot be explained any other way, as they appear closely aligned in a regularly repeating pattern with tiny piles of sediment piled around them. The holes were found by the crew of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Explorer vessel as they investigated the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, a mostly unexplored region of the seafloor which is part of the world's largest mountain range. But this is not the first time that the mysterious spots have been seen. Marine scientists from the U.S. National Marine Fisheries Service also spotted the bizarre hollows in the ocean floor during a dive in 2004. NOAA researchers said these holes have been previously reported in the region, but their origin remains a mystery. While they almost look human-made, the little piles of sediment around the holes make them seem like they were excavated by something. With numerous strange sightings on different parts of the ocean floor, NASA have begun to make efforts to explore the Mariana Trench. The U.S. Space Agency is exploring the deep ocean to search for clues of alien life and to also get an idea of what oceans on other planets could look like and push the limits of science and technology in one of the most extreme environments on our planet. It is a mission filled with wonder, danger, and a not insignificant risk of implosion. The hope is that the underwater discoveries they make will help to unlock some of the mysteries in outer space while also test some of the equipment and experiments needed for missions elsewhere in the solar system.